1.1. The very first official update was Minecraft 1.1, released in January 2012, with some key features still fundamental today. The largest addition? Superflat worlds. These fully flat worlds composed of dirt, grass, and bedrock were ideal for gigantic constructions and redstone contraptions. No more mountains obstructing your gargantuan projects. Another generation feature was the addition of beaches to the world which lacked sandy coasts. Creative mode also included spawn eggs for 20 mobs, offering more possibilities to players who want to test some designs, traps, or build cities with mobs, thus making building and testing way easier. The update also included 56 new languages, including some silly ones like Pirate Speak and Klingon, and quality of life enhancements were added everywhere. Bows receive enchantments, sheep regrew wool from eating grass, and golden apples cost less to make. Minor changes that made gameplay flow more naturally. 1.2.1. Minecraft 1.2.1 shook things up with world generation in March 2012. Abandoned mineshafts began to be populated with wooden bridges, adding excitement to underground travel. Desert wells were new structures found in deserts. However, the true game changer was the jungle biome. These thick forests had trees as high as 31 blocks and included the ocelot, a new creature you could tame into cats by feeding them fish. The good thing about cats, they would scare off creepers, making them extremely useful right out of the bat. The update also included iron golems as protectors for villages against the newly added coordinated attacks from zombies. Redstone lamps were also added for more lighting, and fire charges as substitutes for flint and steel. The best part of this update was that it paved the way for diversity in the future. Version 1.2.4 then rolled out with various types of wood plank for oak, birch, spruce, and jungle trees. There were new variants with sandstones as well. 1.3.1. Minecraft 1.3.1 was released in August 2012 as its final major update without a title, and it revolutionized the game forever. Trading arrived with emeralds as the new currency. Villagers became useful for the first time, letting you exchange items for rare goods. Emerald ore only spawned in extreme hill biomes, making it precious. Adventure mode added a new method for playing custom maps without block breaking, a mode truly useful with the addition of desert and jungle temples that include deadly traps with valuable treasure inside. The update included ender chests for player storage between dimensions, tripwire hook items for redstone contraptions, and book and quills for writing. Creative mode's complete rearrangement of its inventory into neat tabs was such a quality of life enhancement for builders. The update built the groundwork for Minecraft's modern-day economy system as well as exploration rewards. 1.4.2. The Pretty Scary Update. The Pretty Scary Update launched in October 2012 as Minecraft's very first update with an official title. And it did not disappoint on either count, living up to its name. The terrifying edition added 4 new mobs. Witches casted poison potions on players. Bats flew around caves for ambience. Zombie villagers spawned as a result of villagers being attacked by zombies. And deadly wither skeletons protected nether fortresses. But its spookiest addition by far was the Wither, Minecraft's second boss. This 3-headed monster could be summoned with wither skeleton skulls and soul sand. And it dropped the very valuable Nether Star, which could be made into a beacon. The aesthetically pleasing aspect of this update provided functional decorations. Item frames allowed items to be hung on walls. Flower pots added plants inside, and player heads were used as trophies. Anvils were introduced for fixing items as well as renaming them. Command blocks were also added, revolutionizing multiplayer, allowing map creators to build sophisticated contraptions never seen before in Minecraft. 1.5 Redstone Update. The Redstone update launched in March 2013 and forever changed automation in Minecraft. Hoppers revolutionized everything by transferring items between containers automatically. Now you could construct sorting mechanisms, automated farms, and complex item transportation without non-stop clicking chests. Droppers work similar to dispensers but dropped items rather than firing them. Redstone comparators added logic circuits into Minecraft. These intelligent blocks would sense container capacities, compare signal levels, and facilitate memory mechanisms utilized even today by Redstone engineers. Daylight sensors brought time-based automation, energizing devices with sunlight. Weighted pressure plates sense various quantities of items, and redstone blocks gave a constant power supply. Now, far from redstone devices, the update also brought in beautiful quartz blocks from fresh nether quartz ore, providing creators with crisp white decoration from chiseled blocks to stairs. The actual breakthrough was with the scoreboard system, which allowed map creators to track goals and establish sophisticated gameplay mechanisms. 1.6 The Horse Update. Minecraft version 1.6.1, titled The Horse Update, was released on July the 1st, adding horses into the world for the very first time. The horses came in 7 colors with special markings. They were tameable, breedable for enhanced stats, and rideable over vast distances. Donkeys and mules were also added, with the ability to even be capable of carrying chests as mobile storage. Naturally, these new mobs required new tools. Leads, allowing you to tie animals on fences, meaning no more losing your horse. Horse hammer to protect your mount in 3 levels: iron, gold, and diamond. Hay bales made from wheat proved ideal for horse food and decorating. And finally, coal blocks were added to provide effective fuel storage for your furnaces. On top of that, there were 3 revolutionary status effects. Absorption provided temporary additional hearts. Health boost boosted maximum health, and saturation halted hunger loss. The most significant change though? Resource packs replaced texture packs, allowing players to customize sounds, fonts, languages, and textures all within one bundle. Transport, utility, and personalization. 1.6 hit on all fronts. 1.7 The Update That Changed the World. The update that changed the world released on October 25, 2013, and lived up to its name. Minecraft version 1.7.2 literally redesigned the world with huge biome overhauls. 10 new biomes rewrote the Book of Exploration. Mesobiomes added red sand and colorful hardened clay formations. Mega taigas added the huge 2x2 spruce trees with podzol dirt that never generates grass. Roofed forests added dark oak groves with huge mushrooms. Savannas added a flat and hot environment with plateaus and new trees. Flower forests bloomed with new flowers, 4-colored tulips, blue orchids, and sunflowers that always face east. New wood varieties of acacia and dark oak were added with their plank, stairs, slab, and sapling variants. Frozen biomes received packed ice, which never melts and is always opaque. Coarse dirt was added as a third type of soil next to regular dirt and podzol. Stained glass changed construction with all 16 color dyes, craftable into panes and transparent to other stained glass. New fish such as tropical fish, pufferfish, and salmon could be fished now. And finally, the Amplified World mode took terrain generation to new extremes with the entire world limit used for enormous mountains and canyons. 1.8 The Bountiful Update. September 2, 2014 saw the Bountiful Update arrive. With 236 days of development time, Minecraft 1.8 brought in its very first major dungeon structure. Ocean monuments emerged from the seafloor. Huge temples constructed with prismarine blocks with 3 types. The underwater forts conceal sea lanterns with bright light and sponges with the ability to soak up water. They are well defended, however, with 2 new aggressive mobs: the Guardians, who patrol with laser attacks, and the colossal Elder Guardians, inflicting mining fatigue and guard treasure chambers. There were 2 other mobs added into the world. Endermites are spawned from teleporting with ender pearls, creating miniature silverfish-like creatures. And the rabbits, who hop across biomes and drop meat and rabbit hide for rabbit stews upon their death. Through their hide, you could now create the leaping potion, which allowed jumping higher than ever seen before. New building materials also revolutionized construction. 3 varieties of stone, granite, diorite, and andesite, were added and gave birth to polished counterparts. Bouncy contraptions resulted from the new slime blocks with fall damage absorption. Banners allowed for personal flags of unlimited pattern possibilities, and armor stands showcased gear with personalized poses. Lastly, spectator mode was finally added and transformed exploration and creation, allowing for flight through blocks and watching worlds passively without engagement. 1.9 The Combat Update. February 29, 2016 altered the face of Minecraft combat forever. The combat update revamped melee combat through attack cooldowns. The days of spam clicking were over. Damage from weapons depended on an attack strength bar that drained while swinging and replenished over time. The more full the bar is, the more damage is dealt. Weapons required timing for the most damage. Shields were finally added and were used as the game's defense resource, deflecting attacks with right-clicking. However, it could be disabled for 5 seconds if the enemy used an axe, which raised the complexity of PvP. Tipped arrows introduced potion effects for archery, with spectral arrows shining over walls. Dual wielding allowed one to equip items into both hand slots for the first time. But of course, fighting wasn't the only new addition. New buildings revitalized exploration. Igloos surfaced in winter biomes with secret basements. The End had its largest expansion. And cities emerged on floating islands, now populated with chorus plants that gave chorus fruits which would teleport players randomly when consumed. The cities, however, were guarded by shulkers, new mobs which shot levitation projectiles from purple shells. Get past them and you would reach the End ship, that contained dragonhead figureheads and a special reward, the Elytra, allowing players for actual flight using gliding mechanics. The combat update revolutionized both combat and flight, laying down the basis for the strategic depth of modern Minecraft. 1.10 The Frostburn Update. Minecraft 1.10 released 3 game-altering mobs that transform hot and cold biomes altogether. First among them are polar bears. These enormous white predators patrol ice plains. And the twist? The cubs are harmless, but get too close and mommy bear will attack you. Then there's the stray. This isn't your typical skeleton. These bone-breaking archers can be located in ice biomes and fire arrows at you with slowness effects. Finally, desert biomes husks. These dried-out zombies are nothing short of nightmare fuel, immune to daylight and also cause hunger if they hit you. No more daylight desert wandering. The update also introduced 6 new blocks to the game. Magma blocks that harm anything that comes into contact with them, decorative red nether bricks, nether wart blocks, and bone blocks in new fossil structures found in the overworld. 1.11 The Exploration Update. Minecraft 1.11 brought a new structure along with it, the Woodland Mansion. These enormous structures spawn in dark forests and contain nefarious illager mobs. Vindicators wield axes with killing intent, and evokers are straight up nightmare fuel. They call down flying vex spirits and spawn spike traps from the ground. Slay an evoker and you'll be rewarded with a totem of undying. Quite literally your get out of death free card. Then there are llamas. Yes, llamas. No one requested pack animals that spit in your face, but apparently here we are. Random addition, but at least they're practical and can carry things. Curse of Binding will keep items trapped on you indefinitely. And Curse of Vanishing will cause your equipment to vanish when you die. And Curse of Vanishing will cause your equipment to vanish when you die. Pure evil. They also added new items such as shulker boxes which retain inventory upon destruction, and cartographer-made exploration maps, in the Observer for Redstone enthusiasts. Small update with an enormous exploration theme. 1.12 The World of Color Update. Minecraft 1.12 introduced us to parrots, multicolored jungle birds who could be tamed and could only be spawned in jungles. There's also the Illusioner mob, who spawns duplicates of itself, but without a natural spawn, so most players will never lay eyes on them. Blocks, however, are the true star of this one. Concrete and concrete powder came in every one of the 16 colors. Powder pours like sand until it meets water, then sets into bright concrete blocks. Glazed terracotta contributed 16 distinct designs that form beautiful tile patterns when installed. Beds turned dyeable in any shade and now bounce around like mini blocks of slime. Wool acquired brighter colors and new visual updates for assorted blocks. 1.13 The Update Aquatic. Minecraft's oceans were completely revamped in 1.13. The oceans now have 5 separate biomes now. Deep oceans with gravel bottoms, frozen oceans with enormous icebergs and without aquatic foliage, cold oceans with sparse vegetation, lukewarm oceans with kelp forests, and warm oceans full of vibrant coral reefs. Underwater caves now generate in-game as natural features, providing dangerous adventure sites beneath the surface. Mobs completely change underwater gameplay as well, turning the empty oceans of Minecraft into an environment full of life. Fish were finally added instead of being just items you could fish, with 4 types like cod and salmon, poisonous pufferfish, and tropical fish with more than 3,000 different colors. The oceans finally felt more real. Dolphins were also added. If fed, they would show you where shipwrecks and ocean ruins were that rewarded treasure maps that would lead to buried chests full of loot. You can find drowned zombies in deep water with a new tridents as weapons that could be thrown and enchanted for special effects, like flying under the rain and summoning thunder. The final mob added was the sea turtle that would lay eggs on beaches before re-entering the sea. But the real game changer? The conduit, made out of 8 nautilus shells and a special item called the Heart of the Sea, encase the conduit in prismarine blocks underwater. This underwater beacon will give you a unique status effect called Conduit Power that gives the player haste, water breathing, and enhanced underwater vision. An elite game changer that, if coupled with a trident, would turn you into an underwater king. 1.14 Village and Pillage. Minecraft 1.14 forever changed villages. Villages now blend completely with the biomes around them. Desert villages have sandstone, icy villages have ice blocks, and savanna villages have acacia wood. The real magic though? Villagers wear custom outfits based on profession and biome. Snowy blacksmiths wear warm coats, and light robes adorn desert farmers, giving each village unique architecture and inhabitants. These village overhauls added heaps of fresh blocks. Lanterns illuminate settlements, barrels contain items even if there's blocks stacked upon them. Blast furnaces smelt ore with double the speed, and smokers cook food in a flash. Grindstones remove enchantment from tools, composters convert plants into bone meal, and smithing tables, well, they just look cool for now. But villages aren't safe anymore. Pillagers invaded from their newly added outposts carrying the new crossbow weapon that would fire arrows with more power at the price of slow recharge. Slay their banner-bearing captain? You get Bad Omen, a curse which causes raids when entering villages. These raids spawn in waves. Pillagers, Vindicators, Evokers, Witches, and the dreaded Ravager, an absolute beast that deals heavy damage and knockback. Defeat them all and receive the status effect of Hero of the Village, lowering trading prices greatly. Aside from villages, the taiga biome was also greatly enhanced with a biome vote. Sweet berry bushes carpet the landscape. Villages have campfires in the center warming them up in the evenings. And cute foxes hunt for food with 2 adorable variants, the normal fox and the Arctic fox. The brand new bamboo jungle was also added with huge bamboo, great for crafting scaffolding and perfect for the new adorable pandas who enjoy eating bamboo. 1.15 Buzzy Bees. Minecraft 1.15 introduced nature's smallest workers to your world, the bees. These cute little creatures buzz around flower forests and plains and spawn next to bee nests dangling from oak and birch trees. They are non-aggressive unless provoked by attacking them or breaking their home, after which they will swarm and sting you, inflicting a poison effect on you while they slowly die. Bees bring flowers' pollen back home to their hives and create honey with them over time. Use shears and full nests to obtain honeycomb used to create honeycomb blocks and artificial beehives, which you can use to relocate your bee colonies wherever you desire. You can also use bottles to harvest honey. These honey bottles replenish 6 points of hunger and heal poison, great for those cave spiders encounters. However, the true game changer is the honey block. It acts like some kind of slime for redstone contraptions while reducing fall damage by 80%. Walking on honey blocks slows you down, same if you try to brush along them on a fall. They will act like a ladder. While they're known for their sticky behavior, they cannot stick to slime blocks however, enabling all sorts of new redstone inventions never seen before. 1.16 Nether Update. The Nether was entirely revamped with a staggering new total of 4 breathtaking new biomes that will redefine how you navigate this blazing dimension forever. We begin with the Soul Sand Valley, a desolate wasteland full of ancient fossils and where blue fire dances across the horizon. These aren't mere aesthetic lights. Blue torches, lanterns, and campfires can now be crafted from soul sand or soul soil. The valley is littered with large basalt columns stretching up towards the ceiling. The basalt deltas are your new volcanic nightmare full of angry magma cubes flying everywhere. The Blackstone and basalt-filled wasteland consists of one of the deadliest biomes to navigate. Finally, the two new forests. The Crimson Forest yields red crimson wood, and the Warp Forest yields blue warped wood, and both happen to be fireproof. The two forests are full of giant mushrooms and house piglins and hoglins. While hoglins are just wild creatures ready to charge at you, piglins are more humanoid, wearing clothes and using swords and crossbows to hunt. They even act passive if you wear gold around them. But the real genius here is that they have a trading system relying on gold. Give them an ingot and they'll exchange random stuff back. You may end up with enchanted boots with a new soul speed enchantment that allows you to walk faster on soul sand. You might also get ender pearls or just straight up trash. These piglins guard bastions, giant structures made out of blackstone that contain treasure vaults defended by piglin brutes who will attack you on sight even if you wear golden armor. To survive and explore safely, you will need the new respawn anchor made out of crying obsidian, which behaves like a bed but specifically in the nether with the help of glowstone powder. The true reward of these bastions? Netherite scraps obtained from the chest of the structure and while digging ancient debris. To get netherine ingots, group 4 scraps with 4 gold ingots. Then use the now working smithing table to enhance your diamond equipment into the best equipment in the game, greater than diamond and resistant to lava. To be able to navigate these oceans of lava, tame a strider, a peaceful mob whom you can saddle and ride with a warp fungus and a stick and walk on lava as if it's solid earth. The influence of the nether has even reached the overworld via ruined portals. Shattered nether portals all over the world, hinting at long-lost links among dimensions. 1.17/1.18 Caves and Cliffs Update. The Caves and Cliffs update was massive, so massive that Mojang split it into 2 parts. Part 1 focused on mobs and blocks, while Part 2 completely transformed world generation. Let's dive into the generation changes that redefined Minecraft forever. World height got a major upgrade, stretching from -64 all the way up to 320 blocks high. This meant mountains could tower higher than ever before, introducing 3 stunning new biomes: snowy slopes with their icy terrain, peaceful groves filled with snow-covered trees, and beautiful meadows bursting with flowers. But these mountains weren't just pretty, they were dangerous. Powder snow became the new threat, causing players to sink through and slowly freeze to death unless they wore leather boots. Mountain goats called these peaks home, jumping incredible heights and ramming players off cliffs with their horns. When goats charged into walls, they dropped their horns that could be used to create distinctive sounds. Underground get an equally dramatic makeover. Below Y level 0, where bedrock used to mark the bottom, deep slate now formed the foundation. This gray stone could be crafted into decorative variants, giving builders new options. Caves transform from simple tunnels into massive caverns with 2 distinct biomes. Dripstone caves feature towering stone pillars and deadly pointed dripstone. Basically, underground stalactites and stalagmites that could damage careless explorers. Meanwhile, lush caves created underground gardens beneath azalea trees. These vibrant spaces glowed with cave vines, bearing edible glowberries, while spore blossoms drifted particles from moss-covered ceilings. Clay pools in these caves housed axolotls, adorable aquatic mobs that attacked hostile underwater creatures and granted regeneration to players who helped them. The underground waters also gained glow squids, luminescent variants that drop glow ink sacs for lighting up signs and item frames. Amethyst geodes spawned throughout caves, encased in smooth basalt and calcite shells. Inside, budding amethysts grew crystal clusters used for crafting spy glasses to zoom in and tinted glass that blocked light while staying transparent. Copper also arrived as a new ore with unique aging mechanics. Blocks would slowly turn green through oxidation unless players applied honeycomb to preserve their original color. These honeycombs could also be used to craft candles. Copper could also be used to craft lightning rods to redirect strikes and protect your buildings. Even ore mining changed. Instead of getting full ore blocks that needed smelting, players now receive raw metals that had to be smelted as well, and that offered the possibility to craft new raw ore blocks, streamlining the mining process while giving ores a visual redesign. 1.19 The Wild Update. The Wild Update dramatically changed things in Minecraft, offering new and terrifying additions. First, there's the mangrove swamp biome, made solely from mud blocks which you can use to make mud bricks for construction. And these swamps even support enormous mangrove trees standing on massive roots. These trees offer a new wood type to make mangrove planks, and even boats with chests for added storage space. These swamps host frogs that come in a total of 3 variations: warm, cold, and temperate, as well as their infant tadpoles. The best part? Frogs can be fed magma cubes in order to generate frog-light blocks, with each variation yielding a different colored light. However, beyond these new swamps, beneath our feet, hidden in the depths, there slumber the frightening ancient cities covered in skulk blocks. They're full of astounding treasures and terrifying dangers. These cities are covered with skulk catalysts that sense every movement you make. Too much noise triggers the skulk shriekers, turning the whole environment darker and summoning the Warden, a massive blind creature with fatal attacks. The Warden is both utterly blind yet deadly. It uses sound and smell to track every move you make. Not even being behind blocks can protect you. The Warden unleashes deadly sonic boom attacks that blast through cover, dealing severe damage from afar. If you make it through this frightening experience, you'll gain many rewards, including the new Swift Sneak enchantment, as well as echo charts to make a recovery compass that show you where you died. Not all is frightening, however. The Ally, winner of the 2021 mob vote, is your new friendly helper. Place any item near it and it'll take off, gathering more of the same item, and it'll drop them close to note blocks. It's like your own personal item sorter that dances to the beat. 1.20 Trails and Tales. Minecraft's Tales and Trails update is packed with many new features. First off, the gorgeous cherry blossom biome. These pink paradise biomes overflow with cherry trees which shed petals in the air and one-of-a-kind cherry wood blocks you can use to create planks and other variants. But here's the thrilling part: archaeology in Minecraft. Discover suspicious gravel and sand in underwater ruins and in the brand new trail ruins, buried structures composed of colorful blocks. With a new brush tool, cautiously dig up pottery shards. Start collecting various shards in order to craft decorated pots with stories about ancient cultures. The true treasure? Armor trims used as smithing templates contained within archaeology sites and structure chests. These will reveal new unique armor designs in many colors by using the template along with another material like amethyst, gold, or even diamond. Then there's the sniffer egg, the most elusive discovery of them all. Hatch one and you'll get a huge sniffer mob that will sniff out old seeds and reward you with torch flowers and pitcher plants with no apparent use. How exciting! Camels come aboard as well, allowing 2 players to ride simultaneously across deserts. New hanging signs were also added, as well as bamboo planks to provide builders with limitless creativity. 1.21 Tricky Trails. The recent Tricky Trails update brings Minecraft's toughest combat so far, with the addition of trial chambers consisting of large underground buildings constructed from brand new copper block variations and tough blocks variants, making for breathtaking metallic dungeons. Here is how they function. Trial spawners summon various mobs for combat trials, which reward you with trial keys that unlock the vaults filled with armor trims, fresh music discs, and other rewards. For greater rewards, use an ominous bottle dropped by raid captains to initiate ominous trials. This increases spawn mobs with greater strength and armor, but rewards you with ominous trial keys to unlock special ominous trial vaults that are filled with incredible loot. In here, you encounter 2 new aggressive mobs. The Bogged, a swamp form of the skeleton that fires poisoned arrows, making every strike deadly. And the Breeze, an entity resembling the Blaze but fires wind charges that send you flying and drops breeze rods upon death. Combine one with a heavy core from Ominous Vaults to craft the Maze, a devastating new weapon. The higher you fall before attacking, the more damage it deals. It has 3 unique enchantments: Density for increased damage, Breach to reduce armor protection, and Windburst to launch you back into the air after landing a hit. The update also includes 4 additional potions. The Infestation spawns silverfish when you're damaged, Oozing spawns slimes when you die, Weaving spawns cobwebs upon death, and Wind Charging creates windbursts like the Breeze when you die. And there's also the new crafter block that can craft items automatically when powered by Redstone.